In this video, we will guide you through the process of implementing our Infinity JavaScript. There are a few things that need to be in place in order for Infinity to track and enable visitor-level call tracking across your website. Please note that it is the responsibility of the client to implement our JavaScript code across site, and we would always recommend that this is carried out by a website developer. All of the information you need to go ahead with this process is available from within the Infinity Hub. To locate the JavaScript section, simply from the Infinity Hub, navigate to your settings. If you then go into your setup settings and then your tracking settings, here you will find our JavaScript section. This will then present you with all of the steps you need to follow in order to go ahead and implement Infinity across your website. So first of all, you will need to tick the relevant checkboxes if you have any integrations in place. So the most common one tends to be Google Analytics. Now this is a very important step, as we will add a line of code to the next section, which will then enable our data to be pushed into your chosen integration. Now, once you have selected a tick box, so just for example, if I untick this, you may notice that that has made a change to the next step. But if I tick that again, it will just ensure that that enable GA integration code has been added to the next section. So if we now move on to the next step, so once we've selected our integrations that we will have in place, the next part is to insert our code across your website. Now, this code here will need to be copied via the copy to clipboard button and then distributed throughout all pages across your website. This JavaScript needs to be placed before the closing head tag element within each page, as this will allow for the fastest execution and prevent dynamic number replacement delay from occurring. So once you've done that, the next stage is then defining which phone numbers on your website would you like us to locate and then replace with our Infinity dynamic telephone numbers. Now this is a very important step, as each tracking pool must have a unique auto discovery phone number to look for and then replace with the appropriate dynamic numbers from within your chosen tracking pool. So here we have our tracking pools. We then have the phone number that we look for on your website. We then say, okay, when we spot this telephone number, we are going to replace it with a dynamic telephone number from this tracking pool here. Okay, so every tracking pool must have a unique one. And once you have done this and entered a phone number in here, the next stage is you will need to ensure that our Infinity span class has been placed around that auto discovery number. This then enables our JavaScript to identify where these auto discovery phone numbers are on your website and then replace them with the dynamic telephone numbers accordingly from the relevant tracking pool. Now the final stage is to then make test calls from your website once the above steps have been completed to confirm that this is now tracking correctly and that the visitor traces appear alongside each phone call. Now please note, if you do have any questions or need any assistance, please contact our Infinity support team and they will be able to assist you and provide you with any further information you may need.